In this video we are talking about how to deal with a breakup.
And some tips how to get maybe over someone and move on.
Ahoj! And welcome to another relationship talk video with Simi and Danny.
In this series we are talking about any kind of relationship problems or questions coming from you.
Exactly, and except of this kind of videos we are also doing couple and travel vlogs, a couple podcasts, and new and almost daily live stream with a colorful variety of topics,
Challenges, games, Q&As. So if you don't want to miss out, consider to subscribe. So this time we got an idea for this video because one of you guys wrote us on Instagram.
Basically, he just told us that he found a girlfriend, she is beautiful, everything was perfectly working for them, but suddenly friends of hers and also the family were questioning the relationship and she started to distance herself from him and broke up in the end. She just wanted to have like a friendship and he didn't know really how to handle all of this and if he even want to go back to the relationship or not, or how he even should go through this.
Yeah, so the big question from him was why she did it and how he should deal with this breakup, because he was obviously very much into this girl and I think they also had a bit hate difference.
Exactly, he also wrote that as well, that she is taller and so, and he also wrote that they are still in school. And I actually think that's the main thing there, that they both are maybe still a bit younger and this social pressure, you know, if you're in the school and your friends are talking weirdly about you because you're taller, or or your family says like, what is happening with you, or why are you doing this, you know. And in this kind of time, if in this kind of age, you're still not that confident with yourself that you can just stand for something, you know. We always have to put a little disclaimer there because we don't know all the backgrounds, we just have this information from this one person, so that's just something what we also told him, what we think could be a reason for all of this.
But of course breakups, that's like one huge topic what we can talk about, and maybe we'll just cut a piece of that topic and talk about it in this video because it's really quite big and I mean it's not easy. First of all, we have to just realize that it's not easy, it really is hard, and it's, even if it's completely normal, it's not possible to heal a broken heart just like this.
A breakup is just happening to everyone. I guess really, I mean, how many people do you know they met in school, for example, or they met later, the first relationship they ever have, and it just continues and continues and
continues. I mean, of course there are a few exceptions like that, and you have to be very lucky when you meet someone directly.
And because the topic is also very individual, because everyone is dealing different with things, we, I think, should talk about our own experiences in the beginning.
As we always do in these relationship talks, we will just put them somewhere in between.
Like a little story time, always. So before we are talking about our own experiences, of course, there's one big thing. Why are you breaking up?
Yeah. That's the most important thing you have to realize, because relationships are breaking up if both people, so two people that are in the relationship, are not compatible with each other and they are
in any kind of way.
Yeah, and they are not working out. So the love can be there, the spark can be there, the attraction can be there.
And it can get also very hard if you feel like that the person is fitting to you perfectly, but the other person doesn't think so.
Yeah.
And that's the heartbroken time then.
Definitely. That's of course the hardest part. Let's start from the beginning. There are always two campings. Two sides, of course, always. Two people, two sides. On the one hand, you are the one who is going to break up with someone, and on the other hand, someone is breaking up with you. So let's firstly talk about that when you are going to break up with someone, okay? When you should consider to break up with your partner.
When you should consider, I don't know. I think you will have it in your feeling over the time that just something is not really fitting, or how shall I say, you just don't feel good in a way, you know?
We are definitely for it to try to save relationship if it's possible, but there is also a border when it's already too much.
Way over the top, exactly.
Yeah.
Because some things you can overcome by talking, or you are willing to change something and compromise and so on and so on. But sometimes this these hurdles are just way too high to take, and then you can just, yeah, you just have to go out of it.
Do you have an experience from your own life when you had to break up with someone, and why?
Just once. I had 2 relationships before, and one relationship kind of disappeared into the nothing automatically.
Okay.
No one was really breaking up with no one.
That's also weird.
It was going on, yeah, it was actually very weird. But I had to break up with one girl, with the second one then, and it was very hard. She was very clingy also, and she was very much hanging on me, and it took me literally 1 year to really break up with her, guys. And I was with her out of pity for 1 year, and it was not good. And I broke up with her once. She didn't take it. She always came, and I always took her in again, and I didn't show her enough. Okay, this is now the point where it's just the end. I didn't want to hurt her super much, you know, but in the end, you have to hurt a person in a way.
In a way, it's always going to be, especially if the other person is hanging on you really much. I also had that experience, and I hated it. I hated to be in that position that I knew the only way is to push that person away when you hurt him, and that's horrible. You know, I tried to like talk and communicate and explain why, but it was never working because they always wanted to solve it. And firstly, I also wanted to solve it, but later I just had to say, I'm sorry, I don't love you anymore. And that's like the hardest thing to say something like that. It's super hard to say something
was
like
that guy not even camping in front of your door for one night?
One guy, yeah, but I had to do it more often. I mean, sometimes it was easier, sometimes I just said like, yeah, because the guy was also mean or something. But I also had 2 relationships before Danny that were longer, and that were the hardest ones because we had life together like 2 years, over 2 years together, and it's not easy. You have memories, you have good things. It's not just like that going away.
Sometimes it's also super hard because you still like that person, you know?
Yeah.
It's like you really like that person, and it's an amazing person, and it's maybe good as a friend, but it's not working out as in a relationship.
Yeah.
And then you have to have this hard conversation with
Exactly, and that was for me like the point. I knew that there is someone for him that will love him and be perfect for him, and I knew there is someone for me I want, but it's not him. And even if he was amazing, he just missed all of that. We had completely different hobbies and qualities and opinions in life, and it was just not working.
And needs and so, yeah, and yeah.
How would you say is like the nicest way to break up? Like, is that even possible?
I would say there is a right way and a wrong way. The right way is, of course, to go to the person personally, talk with the person, and talk it just out, and just really stand to your side that you want to break up. Because if you are already there, then you know the other person will maybe say like, oh, but please give me another chance, and so on and so on. I mean, you can always make your own valuation of everything, you know? If you feel like, hey, they want to maybe change something, give it a try if you want to.
I don't think there is any kind of way you can break up with someone without hurting him.
Especially if it's not both-sided, then it's really hard.
But you can do it like that you are not a complete jerk. Okay, and now when we switch the coins to another side, there is the hardest part, the sadder camp. Yeah, somebody is going to break up with you.
Oh yeah.
So how should you behave in that situation? Not after, because that's what we are going to talk about later, but in the situation.
Yeah, I think it is also good to just let your own feelings out, and just, if you want to cry, then cry. Of course, you never should insult your ex-partner then, but talk about your feelings from your other side.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just a misunderstanding even.
Yeah, maybe you can try to ask questions. Like, I mean, if you want to save it, it's still better to try to ask questions and try to save it and solve things, like to overreact and make a huge scene, because then you're not going to save nothing.
Yeah, exactly. But of course we are still talking about a normal breakup, nothing like he cheated, and you know, these are extreme examples, so we are not talking about this kind of things, because that's kind of normal. I mean, if he cheated or she cheated, then it's like, okay,
maybe he deserves the scene.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean, exactly. Yeah.
And now, how to get over your ex and move on. What do you think is the number one most important thing from your point of view, and then I will say it.
It was very important to distract myself. Distraction. I watched movies, I watched shows, I was even watching one movie several times because it felt like it helps me. I don't know why.
Yeah.
And I have to say personally,
yeah,
I had also like photos, for example, and I looked at them, but I'm not sure if that was really helping me in that situation.
Yeah, maybe.
Because I felt like sad about it. Oh, these were nice times, and this is how it was.
So you would say, like, if you find yourself looking at old photos, memories, letters, or even gifts or so, maybe you should get rid of it. Maybe that would be the best.
I mean, if you want to have them, like, I totally understand it. For example, you had, for example, a super amazing holiday, you know, and you want to have the memory. Why not? I mean, it was part of your life.
Yeah.
I mean, it will most probably not help you in the new relationship later on, maybe, to have these kind of photos, so you have to a little bit look. But I think for that time, especially directly after the breakup, better put it to the side.
Yeah.
If you don't want to put it away, don't look at it.
Yeah.
Don't get too much in touch with things like that.
But the distraction is definitely good, what you said. I think the most important thing is to focus on yourself, to realize that you are the most important one for yourself, like this healthy kind of selfish thinking. Treat yourself, do things you love, as Danny said, some hobbies or so. Friends. If you have someone to talk to someone.
Surround yourself with other people.
Maybe you should try to not keep everything inside of yourself, because I know it from my experience. I'm very much a person like that. I look, and I also am very much outgoing person when I'm in a group, but all of my personal problems and troubles I always kept inside of myself. Maybe that's also opportunity to make some friendships stronger. And maybe even family members. Like with my mother, when I was a teenager, I never had really like so great relationship with her when I was a teenager. And later on I had little problems here and there, and I started coming up to her with things, and it made us so much more stronger, these problems. So you can see these positive outcomes coming out of it. And also what is important is to not torture yourself, and especially girls, please don't torture yourself. We do it sometimes on purpose.
But in which way do you mean now?
Like
really
you're
extreme?
going to lie on the bed and listen to the sad songs all over.
Yeah, okay.
Like it's like you literally do it to be sad. I mean, it's okay to put the feelings out, and maybe you need it for a while to have this depression time, like to put it out, to cry. But
that's what I meant. You said in the beginning it can take a longer time.
It takes,
you know?
but you should actively think about it like, okay, I know it's enough, I know it's over the top, I crossed the border. You should at least try to not do this.
Oh yeah, I think so too. I think you have to push yourself to be again happy. It's like this circle, you know, like just
it's a spiral.
You go down and down and down.
Exactly. It's like a spiral. It's like if you're overfeeding yourself and you want to go to the gym and you are too lazy and you are not going, and then you are sad that you are fat, so you eat again more chocolate because it's the spiral. So you have to push yourself to stand up and go to the freaking gym. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
And also, very important, I'm sorry, I'm just very about this topic, like it's just coming to my mind, all of these tips, and I want to help them realize what was the relationship really about, the true light of the relationship, for what it was.
It's like reflected a little bit.
Yeah, because very often it's happening that you say, oh, we were perfect for each other, and why this happened, we were the best couple, we were amazing. You have to realize that that's a lie. You are lying to yourself. If you would be perfect for each other, you would be together. Like very often you believe in lies you create yourself.
Yeah, something was wrong over there. And if it was just the other side or you, I guess most of the time you anyway get a reason why you broke up. You should then realize also what did the other partner miss, what did you miss? And
take this experience, and really next time when you are going to look for another boyfriend or girlfriend, you should actively think about this, what you missed, and don't go to the same mistakes again.
So, and if you exactly know now what you have missed in the relationship before and what went wrong maybe even, and so on, all these kind of things, they're actually also perfect for you. It's hard to believe that a breakup which hurts so bad can give you also something.
Can be positive.
Can be very positive, and I think even it can form you and it can make you stronger for your future. And breakups are maybe even in a way important.
Yeah, because you are learning out of it. I learned something from every single relationship I had.
Yeah.
I learned things about guys and things I don't want. And I also learned things about myself, how I should not be, because I completely accept also my mistakes. Because no one is perfect.
I totally subscribe that. I learn from I mean, it's not about the breakup itself.
Yeah.
If you can reflect yourself a little bit and you say, okay, I'm not as good in this, for example, but I would like to be better in that, for example.
Like you can focus to learn.
You can really learn from it. You can really build confidence out of it. You can take a lot out of a relationship which didn't work.
Definitely.
Which is somehow sad.
Definitely. In a way. And that is of course then again a spiral, because that makes you accept that situation, that the breakup happened. It makes you accept yourself with your mistakes. It helps you build your self-confidence. It helps you accept that other person, and maybe later on in life, if you see yourself on the street, you can also just be normal. Even, I'm not really a true believer in like super big friends after a breakup, but maybe even kind of friends, like at least be okay next to each other in one room.
I mean, I have to say it's also about it to grow up, you know.
Yeah.
Getting older is definitely gave me also a lot, because you make many more experiences, relationship wise, in life, everything. And let's say it like that, I think in our relationship now, for example, you know, we had our breakups, we had our lives, and so we learned also how to deal with some things nowadays through communication, directly talk about everything. So maybe the border that we would even get there to in the end break up is far away because of our experiences with older relationships.
Yeah, and we realized also what we are looking for. What would you say, like, when the broken heart is like healing? What's the point when you are truly over someone?
You know how your feelings are, and if you still have feelings for your ex, for example, then you feel it. But the point where everything is completely healing is maybe when you also think like, wow, I'm completely free now, or wow, I can look for someone else, or at least from my point of view, you know, I completely accepted that this is over. I don't have feelings anymore. I'm not sad about it anymore. I just put it aside. Here I am, confident. I go look for a new partner. I go look for new opportunities. I'm myself.
That's maybe also one thing what we forgot to say. What could help to get over someone, to realize that you are single.
There are some advantages,
you know, you can like
of being single.
Even like to try to flirt around a little bit, even if you don't directly want another relationship, because mostly you need the time. Like not everybody can switch from one to another.
Yeah.
But you can flirt a bit, you can do things that normally you would not do with your ex-partner, and like, it's like little positive things can be there. It can help.
You can take it as one positive thing that pushes you a bit up,
Yeah. Do you think we have the main thing?
To be honest,
it's a huge topic.
It's a huge topic. So if you have a story you want to share, if you want to add something, if you say, no, this is absolutely not how you said, then please into the comment section. We want to open the conversation with you, like always.
Thank you so much for watching. If you are here right now still with us, then you are amazing. And if you are not subscribed, then maybe you want to subscribe because you watched this whole video.
Exactly. If you want to make us really happy, hit the like button right now. Follow us also on Instagram.
Yeah, you can contact us there, also on our personal Instagrams and on our Together Instagram. If you want to have postcard from your country, oopsie, on our wall, we have a PO box. I have to pick that one.
See you very soon, maybe in the live stream. So,
Ahoj!
Ahoj!